Good evening, guys. We are here with a new model, except we have a problem with the model insofar as it doesn't look like what it should look like. As you can see, it looks like a monstrosity, and we are trying to figure out what is causing our issue. Okay. And we're going to cancel that. And we don't have that. Minimum load 0. And it would appear that whatever is going on it is not doing what we hoped. Right. We can try one more thing here. And go for this one. See if this makes any difference. And in theory, I'm wondering if the texture streaming pool is the issue. There is a way of fixing this, so we're going to try it. Right, so what we'll do is we'll go into project settings, and we'll check this. Texture. And that's set. So we're okay there. So copy that, close that, tilde, Okay, where's our editor? And we might need it to be running. Paste it. And that's not fixed it. Interesting. So I would have to say that our LOD group, we could do this again. And if we hit the right key this time, something weird definitely going on here. Right. But in theory, the LOD groups the question has to be, what is the distance? Right? Okay. So it's still not quite right, which is a bit of a bummer. Right, so the last thing and I don't think this is going to work. One. Let's see if this makes any difference. It's strange, it's working on my compatriot's stuff, but it's not working on mine. For whatever reason. Right. Right, so that's working better. Right. At least we have some sort of a non-horrific character now. So we're going to get a drink of coffee, and then we're going to try doing stuff. Okay. We're going to move our monster out the road. Okay. So, and that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. So I'm going to go to here. Our mesh. I'm going to load this back up again. And I can only assume our character now is not colliding with Jack. Right? Which ain't right, obviously. So there's something going on here which isn't right. I'm going to look at this, and here is our pawn, and in the first instance our capsule what's the collision? Pawn. So this capsule can't be ignores only pawn. It is a pawn. And now we're getting that. But now we get our thing. Okay. So our ponytail thing what's ignores only pawn. Okay. So we go to custom, click that, right, so that is basically crap. So that's going to have to be pawn, which means this is going to fly about. Right? But now we need to go at the ponytail. Right? And I wonder what that does. We should be able to simulate this. Right, so that's going to have to do it for now. Then we're going to have to check it in game. Right, but at least it's working now. Okay. Right, so still I believe a few tweaks to make here. Okay, the ragdolling does work, but the problem is it is too close to our fur cape thing, which is kind of working but kind of not. But with that being said, we're going to let it lie for now. And it's just basically spinning around. Right, so we're going to just call that a win for now, and I'm going to talk to my guy and that's working. But what I'm going to have to do is basically recreate our blend spaces and stuff. Okay. Now, while that is working, I'm still not happy with it. Okay. So let's have a look here. Right, so it's not colliding with the... Yeah, it's just not colliding properly at all. We'll do query only. See that? And that's going to crash by the looks of it. Yep, fantastic. Great start to the evening here. Ah dear. It's one of those days where nothing seems to work properly. I've been trying to get this new character for 3 days. This is the 3rd day. We've finally got it, and we still have strange issues going on, so I can't really, until we've got this right, I can't really do anything, because, well, especially with the animations, because if the animations change, which I don't think they will now, I think it's only the physics of the ponytail that's the issue. So we'll just have to see. And it appears this has crashed quite hard because it's taken its time opening. Alright, come on, you gonna open? Nope, it's crashed quite hard, which isn't exactly ideal. Not ideal at all. Come on. This is how you tell, guys, by the way. If it loads up straight away and you can open up here, and you're probably not lost anything. But if it takes time, I'm not going to have lost much here actually, because I didn't change much. But yeah. Come on. Come on, Unreal, you know you want to. Well, this isn't great. And yeah, this is not strictly marvelous. Well, I'm kind of not surprised at this actually. When you start mucking about with the physics and stuff, that it falls flat on its backside. We still can't do anything. Well, this is a thrilling stream where I do absolutely nothing because Unreal Engine crashed and won't reopen. It will do something eventually, guys. You just got to wait and click these buttons every now and again, and once it comes up says load, and then you're okay again. Or if this closes, it should be okay again. But as I said, not the most interesting of streams, I'm sorry. Not a lot I can do about it. So if any of you guys have got any questions in the chat, now's a good time. I've got plenty of time to... Oh, here we go. Maybe? No? Kinda? Yeah, here we go. We have some action. There we go. We have action in our thing. Now we've got to open up the test map again. Hi, Sealess Bed. How are you doing? I'm sorry we've just crashed and we're just getting back from our crash. And how is our thing looking? And the answer is that it's completely solid now. I'm not too averse to having that. Oh, wait a minute, did we have Ugly Face back? I think we did. Yeah, we got Ugly Face back. Okay. Well, we need to go to characters. This one. This one. Okay, not that one. I need to go to here. Assets. At least I can do this now pretty quick. Right, we go to load one. Number of load. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Base load. Loads one. Apply changes. Okay. So that should be us back to not looking like a horrendous, what is that, Ed Gein? We don't look like an Ed Gein victim. There we go. That's better, but our ponytail is now not moving about, which we understand because our ponytail, we check this and this was set to pawn. right? Ignores only pawn is when it works. Okay. And then we set it to custom. And then we set it to pawn. So we try play while somebody has switches off their... Right. Ah, wait a minute, we want to try something. At this point we want to find out if we're still colliding with stuff. No. So that's no good. So we go to pawn. And we go to custom. Ignore. Try this. Right, so that's okay. And now we go to skeletal mesh, and this is the ponytail. And we ignore the pawn and go for both. Compile that and run. Okay, so that's going everywhere. Does still work though. Now the question is, if we set it to that, play, and it basically starts shaking about everywhere. But at least we can still climb and stuff, right? So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment and basically talk this out with my colleague. And it's causing all sorts of issues here. Because basically it is colliding with everything, right? And because it's colliding with everything, it's causing issues everywhere. Okay. So it's more like we actually go the opposite way and only react to the pawn. Which is probably going to send it into palpitations, but yeah, thought it might. So do that, ignore everything. And that's when it kind of works, right? And you'll notice right that now we actually don't have collision properly done now. Right. So let's have a look at our previous. Always try and have a backup of something that you've done before that was working, because it's always good to refer back, especially with the likes of your collisions and stuff like that. Alright. So this was pawn and nothing out of the ordinary otherwise. So it should be there. Right. So that's fine. But notice now that our ponytail is going mental, which is kind of what we expect from the tutorial, but there's really nothing we can do about it, right? Unless we put another capsule around it. That's the only thing I can think of. Right? But otherwise we're kind of knackered. Now, what was I going to do? Okay, so we now have so it is like we need another collision cylinder that just affects the hair. Yeah? So I think we might need another capsule component that just affects the hair and nothing else. And I'm getting rather put off here by other things. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget that whole thing for now. That seems like the thing to do. If in doubt, think of something else. And from there we have a mutant, so let's get ourselves some new stuff. right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do some bools, right? And we're going to say is wandering we've got a has target, and we want not necessarily that, but we want an object, and we're going to say player. Okay, and it's going to be pawn I don't know how that happened. Right, so we're going to have that. Now the next thing we're going to have, we're going to save this, and we're going to have to go onto our controller, and then we're going to have an AI perception, and it's going to be predominantly on site. Then we're going to add these, and it's going to be site, and we can possibly do sound as well. And we can probably do damage. Not that I've ever done damage. Normally what I do is just set it up if they take damage to... So we've got sight. Yeah, let's go with damage as well. Right. And we set age to, let's say, 3. Right. And normally you set tick tick, and we'll let it find at 3000, and that's the one we'll set up first. So in here we're going to do override, and where is our on perceive? Don't know. It's over here. Aye, okay, whatever. So we break this out, and we check this. But first of all, we're going to say player, except we're not. We're going to say has tag, and that's going to be player. we're going to say true. I'm losing it tonight. The issues with that ponytail have got to me. They've taken their toll. The ponytail has taken its toll. Right, and then we're going to do a branch on that. I was nearly about to say true again and type in true for some reason. Now the reason I'm not doing an and here is because I want to check this one for a false, so that we can basically update our blackboard, etc. So we're going to do that. Whoopsie. And the next thing we're going to do is get blackboard. And we're going to say set object. And we can basically just test this. So our object value is going to be this actor. Okay, because we know it's the player, because it can only be the player. And we're going to make a literal name here. And we've, strangely enough, called this player. Except we didn't call it player none. Right. So that's all cool. And what we'll do is we'll move this down here for now. And then that can go in there. And we shall basically move this up a tad. And we can move that, add that, and do that, right? And now we should be able to watch our humanoid, and we'll be keeping an eye on this here, okay? So when this spots us, this will turn to a reference. Okay, and the final thing we'll do is turn my mic off, back in a second. Okay, sorry about that. The wife returned, and usually the dog loses its head. So normally we get a lot of barking and squealing and stuff. So anyway, so basically if we lose, if it is the player and we lose successfully sensed, it's going to update this player to nothing again. Okay. Hi Hilda Ramos, how you doing, bud? Sorry, I was on another screen there, so I didn't catch you in the stream, so I'm sorry about that. But we'll catch up. So we're setting this back to nothing. Here we set it to the player, right? And then our zombie dude is right here. So let's click on him. Move him over there a bit. And then we're going to open this up, right? And the thing that we want to keep an eye on is this player thing. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll press play. And this should be false or none, which it is. Now, if we walk over here and this guy spins around and sees us, he's still heading the other direction. Right, so he's basically over the hill, running away, far away, into the sea or something. He's heading for Westeros or something, I don't know. Hopefully he'll turn around. Right, if we head over this way, apparently he's still facing the wrong way and he's way into the water, and apparently he hates us. He's making a break for it. Their zombie is making a break for it. He's not happy with life on the island. Is he going to come back? Apparently not. He is walking. Come on. Come on, zombie, come back. I'm sorry if I ever offended you so much. Is he making his way back? I should really just set this. He's actually got me. If you see on the left hand side the player, it's got player, now it's none again. Right? And he's off the other way again. I'm going to stop that for now, right? And I'm going to move the zombie back. Right? Because that was just a bit silly. Right, where is he? I want a better example. That wasn't exactly. Right. So, where is our... Right, he's over here, right? And I'll tell you what, this snow doesn't make for the easiest of cursors to see, I can tell you that. Right, so he should see me straight away here. And then if he walks away, he should lose his sight of me. Okay, so you'll notice here, he sees me straight away, so he can actually see me. Now he's just going to wander about, so it doesn't really matter, right? But when he faces our direction, after, you'll notice he's turned back to none. Right? So if he comes back to face me, there he sees me. If I move back away, it goes to none. So that's us got the first part and our perception working. Okay? So in theory, right, the question is here. That's interesting. I'm going to dismiss that, right? I'm going to try that again. Well, you shouldn't error out. You should just set it to nothing. Right? And if it was the case that that was a reoccurring error, why did it not reoccur? Is the answer, is the question. Right, so there's something weird going on there. Access. Ah, wait a minute. Right, okay. Oh, no, maybe not. We have got a delay on it. Okay. Now, the thing is that not under normal circumstances, we're not going to really use this to detect, well, to detect the player, yes, right? But once we've detected the player, then this really, we don't really need it. Okay, what we really need is the has target. Okay, so with that in mind, oops, shouldn't move that. Anyway, right, with that in mind, if we copy that, right, and we'll just basically replace these. So we just say bool. So we're going to set a value as bool, right? And it's basically this. So we don't actually need, we need this, and this is going to be has target. Okay, but it's going to go in here, and we're going to delete this. Now if the monster has a target, right, we can actually do that. Right, and we can zip that back, and we're not setting this, setting the actor object anymore. We might as well get rid of that, right? Or we're just setting it once, because it's always going to be, in fact, you know what, we don't even need this, right? But it's always good to do this, just in case. Okay, so basically now we should, if we look here and we look at has target, which is this one here, right, and I keep forgetting to do this for you guys. You'll need to remind me at the start of a stream so that you guys can see this better. If I set this to 1.3, this makes it easier for you guys to see. Right, so if we keep an eye on this has target and we press play, you'll notice it will set it to true straight away, or apparently not. Where did he go? Where did our zombie go? Oh, he's way over there. He immediately headed for the hills. Right, I'm going to stop it. and it's still doing this. Set value as bool. It does not like that for some reason. Blackboard property. Okay. So I can only assume I've got the wrong name. Which I obviously haven't. Right, it has target. Copy that. Right, we'll go back to here, and it's definitely this. Has target. Right, and this blackboard is definitely right. Okay, so what we'll do is pump that to a second. We'll dismiss that, press play, and it has detected us straight away. Okay, and we don't have a blackboard. Okay, so that's a problem. So we're going to resume that. We're going to stop it. And it might be that we need to basically give this a bit longer. Maybe 2 seconds. Okay. Dismiss that. Press play. And it's finding us straight away. And at this point it's got a blackboard. Right, so we can get round about this. Right? Because what we can do is we can grab this is valid. Right? And we can basically plug these in here. Right, wait a minute. That shouldn't be going in there. So there we go. And I think on that, I'm going to go now and try and get, that's going to work fine, right, because that's now going to wait until there is a valid blackboard. Okay, so you'll notice that we don't get any errors this time. Okay, there you see, no errors. And I'm going to call that for tonight. So if you've watched and enjoyed the content, hit like and subscribe. Check the description for links to other things where you can help and support, or Discord where you can ask questions, etc, etc. I shall see you tomorrow at 2 PM Central. Bye bye for now.